What's up, all you cool cats and kittens? Sorry, I couldn't help myself. So today I want to talk about the Akashic Records. You'll hear me talk about that a lot, and I do have a video already on my YouTube channel for this topic, but it's quite a long video, and it's with someone else on Instagram Live. So I want to kind of shorten it up a little bit for those of you who don't want to sit through that full 45-ish minutes of me chatting it up, and just explain a little bit more about the Akashic Records in a quicker format. So what are the Akashic Records exactly? I like to think of it like a metaphysical library where your soul book is stored. So this book contains your entire soul journey. And I actually like to envision going up to this said library and opening up your book and then asking your guides for more clarity and information. But I also feel like it's important before you go to an Akashic record reading to kind of have an idea of what you want to talk about, because there is just so much information in the records. It's really quite infinite. So if you have kind of an intention or a set sort of questions you want to ask, that helps direct the energy where you want it to go. So what is the benefit of getting an Akashic record reading? I actually feel like just being in the frequency of the Akashic Records is healing, but overall, no matter what your spiritual background is, I feel like when you get a reading, you just have a profound sense of purpose and you get overall clarity with your life and the direction and where you want to go. I feel like that's the biggest thing. But as far as like if you were to have an Akashic record reading with me, and keep in mind, I feel like each person that reads the Akashic records kind of has their own flavor and way of doing it. With me, okay, what's coming to mind, I just have to say it, is I'm not like a rule follower. I'm kind of like a rebel in that sense. So like I kind of do things how spirit leads me to do it, not necessarily how different Akashic record instructors might tell you how. I literally let your guides kind of take over, tell me what to do. So I do like to open up the Akashic Records, though, with a prayer, although I don't feel like I need it to access it, but I do feel like on one-on-one sessions, by saying that prayer, it helps both of us get into the frequency and like on the same page. I also like to do a little bit of a grounding meditation that also just helps get the energy aligned, and then let the guides kind of go from there. But I will say, like, my special niche is I do a lot of healing within the records, and it can be quite a lot. Sometimes we have to sit and like integrate, and while we're integrating, it's a good time to like bring up some of those questions that you had. But through the records, I feel like it's such big healing because I'm able to access the quantum field. So what exactly is the quantum field? The quantum is hard for our human brains to wrap around because we're here on Earth where time is linear, but where the Akashic records are held is actually considered in the quantum field where there's no such thing as time. So I'm able to pull from all these different lifetimes and dimensions and aspects of you, and I'll set the intention to bring it all in for the healing that we do within the records. So one of my specialties is quantum alignment. So I'll help you clear out of like, say, catastrophic timelines, timelines where you didn't feel safe, big stuff, to more of an aligned timeline, one of peace, love, and for your ultimate and highest and greatest good. That's one of my specialties. I also feel like I am somewhat of a medium too when I get into the records, because I'm able to see different spirit guides and also spirit animals, which can be healing in and of itself, bringing that energy through for the individual so that they can use it as they go about the rest of their day. And they have access to that from then on out. So now that I just got, I feel like I just said a lot there. So take a moment to let that all sink in. And with that being said, it is good to do it. I do mine on Zoom for the most part so that it can be recorded and you can listen back to it multiple times. I feel like every time I listen to a reading that I've had in the past, whether it's even a year ago, if I go back, I will catch something new that I didn't pick up the first time. Especially during readings with me, because a lot's coming through at once that your mind might not be able to take it all in in that moment in time. So just letting that all sink through and then going back to it whenever you intuitively feel called, I feel is important. And then, so say you are feeling really called to this, you're getting a hell yes in your body. How do you prepare for a reading? So like I said at the beginning, it's good to have like some general questions. But with the questions, it's good to not have questions that are asking about a certain individual unless it's from the viewpoint of you. Because we're only in your records, and without the permission of the other person, I cannot access their records. So we have to look at it from your aspect, your soul book, so to speak. It's also good to have more of who, what, where, why type questions. And I don't want you to get too in your head about that, but yes or no questions, although I do get downloads for those, Spirit likes to kind of stay away from that just because we are working in the quantum field where it's not like a definite kind of outcome. You know what I mean? Like there's in the quantum, there's basically, depending on your free will, there could be thousands of different outcomes. So I could give you a little bit more clarity on your future, but with a yes or no answer, but a lot of times they're like, mm-mm. You can give them that answer, but just always say, like, with the disclaimer that that can change based on certain decisions that they make. So with all of this being said, it is your soul book. So you, of course, have access to your soul book whenever you so choose and can absolutely do it on your own. The benefit of having someone like me do it for you is that you will not get in your head about whether or not whatever psychic information or downloads you're receiving are correct or not. I just feel like a lot of times people second guess their intuition and they're really not sure how to read the intuition or messages they're receiving. So until you get to that point, it's good to have someone like me that can help you read the records. And really quickly, Spirit wanted me to remind you all, if you're watching this and would love to dive deeper into your intuitive abilities, I do have a course for that. And what's included in the course is a free 40-minute Akashic record reading. So we will help you uncover those gifts. And I'm telling you right now, whether you know it or not, you have intuitive abilities, okay? Let that sink in right here and now. And no one of us, us being other channels or intuitives, are any better than you. You are just as worthy of your intuitive gifts. It's just a matter of uncovering some of those limiting beliefs that you might have and also activating these certain parts within you that maybe you have, I want to say, that's been kind of sleeping. That's probably the best way to put it. So we're going to wake that up, and before you know it, you'll probably be able to trust the intuition when you do decide to access the records on your own. So just wanted to throw that out there. I will leave all the info below. Hey, I know that was quite a bit. I kind of flew through that, but I was trying to keep it nice and concise for you all. But if you have any questions, feel free to write a message in the comment section. Did you just see Spirit? I saw Spirit again. Every time I make a video, Spirit is like, I don't want to say photobombing, but they kind of are, and I love it. But anyway, feel free to comment, or I'll leave the links below on how you can schedule a reading or contact me for more information. And like and subscribe as I post some more stuff in the near future. Mwah.